Freedom's the answer. What's the question? You're listening to Ernest Hancock.
Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now. If you want to have a good time, just give me a call. Don't stop me now. I'm having a good time.
Welcome back to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, here in Phoenix, Arizona, from the BEA beautiful studios. I'm getting my voice back, here in at Freedoms with an S, freedomsphoenix.com. Chris Bliss from mybillofrights.org, mybillofrights.org. Chris Bliss is in with us, going to tell us the rest of the story. Because what we need to know is that 4 years ago, it's been 4 freaking years, okay? And it's not just Arizona. He's working to do this in states all over the country. And you moved to Texas to kind of walk that one through, didn't you?
Well, the story is that we originally wanted to put this monument to the Bill of Rights on the side of 17th Avenue that the Capitol building's on, that the legislature's on, because it's a legislative. I mean, to a certain extent,
you wanted it facing the legislature.
Yeah, well, it's the source of American law. I mean, it's really the heart and soul of our legal system. So we thought this would be a good place, and that sort of was our thing. Put them at state capitals and put them in town squares. Put them in to reinvigorate, to add substance to the symbols of our public spaces. That's the idea, because it's very accessible. It's a top 10 list. You know, it's less than 500
wait a minute.
words.
I want to address this one thing. You weren't here for the first segment. I want you to address this one thing.
Okay.
When this first started, it was the controversy over the 10 Commandments being on these public,
I was doing a piece of comedy material about it. And that's where the first idea came. I said, stop, we don't need to take the 10 Commandments down. We can just put the Bill of Rights up next to it and let people comparison shop. So that was because the Bill of Rights gives you an amazing deal. It tells you speak freely, carry a gun, pursue happiness, and then it presumes that you're innocent, and my religion won't give me that deal. That was the joke.
Well, the thing is I think you were surprised that there wasn't any monuments.
No, I was pretty stunned, and I kept looking, and finally I Googled and I saw this posting about, what do you mean? There's lots of these things around, And then you clicked on the link for the photo, and it was a 55-gallon garbage
pail or something there.
Garbage can that the guy, and what he was saying was, this is what they've done to our rights. They've thrown them in the garbage. And that really, here's what's weird. Of course, that's a depressing thought, but I was like, yes, there aren't hundreds of them already. Let's go do it, So we put the first one up as a small one in a place called Montezuma, Iowa. We have 3 active projects, but Phoenix is the first. And people say, well, why did this take so long? We were trying to get it moved across the street. All monument authorizing legislation is traditionally for Boland Plaza. That's what it was created for. It's a memorial plaza so
it's like a park right across the street from the Capitol.
And any monument legislation, because people obviously would want to put tons of monuments if they could get them by the Capitol. So it's there. So then we tried to get a change to move it back across the street, which is just a change in the authorization once you have the authorization. And it didn't happen in 2007, and it didn't happen in 2008. So instead, we got the monument resolution extended at the end of 2008 to give it another try. And by the end of before the 2010 session, and I talked to Kirsten, and she said, Chris, there are $1 billion holes in the deficit. This is getting to be about teachers and firemen and kids going hungry, and this place isn't working very well right now. So I don't think it's even worth any energy right now. So tell me what you're going to do about this. When I thought about it, I thought, well, if there's any state in the country that needs a bridge project right now, it needs somebody to shine a light and go, hey, common ground, can we all meet over here for a little while? It's got to be Arizona. So when I look at to my surprise, the site that they gave us at Boland is an amazing site, because I was afraid they had these little plots at Boland. But you don't necessarily have to be in a smaller site depending on what you're looking to do. And they said, well, how about you use this? This could be great. It's an amazing site. This stuff's up on our website now, the new design for Boland Plaza at mybillofrights.org. It's beautiful. You're going to hear a lot more about this in the near future. But it's a lovely design. I believe that we're in a good position to possibly receive a substantial grant towards it as well, but I mean I can't say it. So
privately,
yes,
that's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and tell me.
Well, now Philip Morris has decided to sponsor the monument, and we've decided that their money is as good as anybody's. And
Well, I don't
them
care.
and General Dynamics are going to be the two main sponsors.
So they whatever.
We actually have. Well, that's interesting you point out because, as you know, we do not accept corporate contributions. So it's just been a policy only because here this is, one of the great documents in human history, all about individual liberty. I mean, it is the, America is the brand here.
The first copies that I ever got on parchment of the Bill of Rights came from a Philip Morris campaign.
That's funny.
They had these, you would just, write them and they would send you free copies of it. They're like,
that's great though. Well, good.
Well,
for
that's
them.
because, hey man, if you want to smoke yourself to death, that's
well,
your
they
problem.
also want to say that, yeah. I mean, I know quite a few libertarians that became that way because of being persecuted as a smoker. That was their first experience with.
It motivated a lot of people.
I think
that's for sure.
I think that's a fair thing to say.
So what happens is that now we're in the construction phase of it, or at least the site selection has been done. But I remember there was something. Our good friend Russell Pierce, man, he's always getting his nose in something. And what was it? He was trying to block it by putting
right before Kirsten told me, don't even. It wasn't trying to block this. It was totally unrelated and yet at the same time completely related. For 3 years, we've been trying to get this Bill of Rights monument that had been authorized by the legislature, authorized to be put over by the legislatures. Last year, apparently, Senator Pierce got through the Senate, but not the House. But maybe they'll do it this year. He wants, there already is, the Ten Commandments is in Bowling Plaza, okay? The same one that's everywhere, the one from the movie Arrow one, that's from the Fraternal Order of Eagles one. You know the one I'm talking about. They're all over the country. There's like 25, 30 of those around. Senator Pierce thinks that there needed to be a second one, a second copy of the Ten Commandments, and he wanted to put it in the place that I'd always wanted to put the Bill of Rights. And I'm going, oh, my goodness. I'd start off with a comedy routine about this, and pretty soon I'm getting trumped by, reality again and again. And it was pretty through the looking glass. I think the Senate passed it. I don't think it
you're doing a comedy routine, you get trumped by the clown.
Oh, it's well, you don't want to,
No, I'm telling you, Russell, man, he does some pretty strange stuff. And it's all based on, just theater, but to a different crowd.
You must respect him for that, though. You like the theater yourself, Ernie.
It's a diminishing audience, for him. I'll tell you, it really is getting sad. And what's amazing to me is that Russell would not embrace this Bill of Rights thing. Yeah, for one reason.
Because of Kirsten Sinema?
Because of Kirsten Sinema.
Yeah, see, to me, that's like, I got interviewed about this around when the story was out and the thing was going on. And I said, you know what? How about this? How about if it's good for a political opponent of yours, but it's great for Arizona, well, why don't we do it anyway? I mean, what's that's the metric for me is like, okay, all right. So the worst thing about this is that it puts a positive light not just on you, but on somebody you don't like. If that's the worst.
Well, this is the one thing that I understood that you hadn't had experience with.
No,
yet.
I didn't expect that. I'm totally naive about that.
Because I was, just experience how small-minded these people are. How stupid they are.
Or can be. I wouldn't say
how petty they are.
Well, but yes, I mean, petty, yes. It can be. I mean, sometimes it's just like there's some people.
I knew they were going to be on this one.
Yeah.
No, heck no. So this is, where I got involved, and I remember the conversations we had, and you're like, Ernie, you're such a poo-pooer. It's not. I'm going, look, man, when you're ready, you let me know, and we'll go put the pressure where it needs to be, and we'll get it taken care of. And that's eventually what happened. But now,
I honestly, Ernie, I never dismissed you about this. I said, I said that could be possible, but I was being naive. I didn't think you were wrong. I thought I didn't think you were wrong because you were Ernie. That's not what I wasn't dismissing Ernie. Some people say, well, that's Ernie.
The legislators were better than they were.
I thought in this instance, well, can that really be happening? But you smelled it first because you'd seen it before, and you were absolutely right. And if you hadn't told me, it would have been too late.
I'm glad we got it done. And
I'm really excited about actually getting it done now because
that's what we're going to talk
design.
about when we come back. We'll talk about the design and what kind of effect it's going to have and what's happening in other parts of the country, because it always starts in Arizona. It's just always Arizona. Monument to the Bill of Rights, nowhere on the planet except Arizona. It's always Arizona, and there's a reason why, because we know what's going on.
Uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. Readers of freedomsphoenix.com are constantly provided the information that detail the real news between the lines of propaganda about government policies and the true relationship we all have with coercive governments. Learn the true condition of our economy, innovations and technological breakthroughs in energy, health, computer science, and space travel. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media, the media that is so last century. Corporate media has evolved into nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but we now have a fantastic alternative. FreedomsPhoenix.com provides constant news updates on the issues that affect our lives in the most important ways. Our liberty and our property are under constant attack, and FreedomsPhoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda while encouraging the participation of our readers. Join us at FreedomsPhoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, Phoenix.com. FreedomsPhoenix.com, where the revolution between the ears has already matured.